Imagine a doomsday device straight out of a sci-fi movie lurking in the shadows of the Cold War's most secretive arsenals. This isn't just any gadget. It's the legendary Dead Hand system, a name that sounds like it's straight out of a spy thriller or a video game. But trust me, this thing is as real as it gets, and it's got a backstory that'll send shivers down your spine. So, what is the Dead Hand? Picture this: a system so advanced and eerie that it could decide the fate of the world without a single human finger on the button. Dead Hand, or Perimeter as it was officially known, was the Soviet Union's ultimate insurance policy. In the darkest depths of the Cold War, when tensions were sky high, the Soviets were worried about a sudden, crippling nuclear strike that could wipe out their ability to fight back. Their solution? A system that could launch a retaliatory nuclear strike all on its own. Sounds like something out of Terminator, right? Here's how it worked. Dead Hand was designed to lie in wait, constantly monitoring for signs of a nuclear attack. We're talking seismic sensors to detect ground tremors, air pressure sensors to catch the shock waves from blasts, and radiation detectors to sense the ominous glow of a nuclear explosion. If these sensors picked up the telltale signs of an apocalypse and, crucially, if communication with the Soviet military brass was suddenly cut, Dead Hand would spring into action. But it wasn't entirely automatic. The system would pass the baton to a very special set of commanders, hunkered down in a fortified bunker deep underground. These folks had the grave responsibility of deciding whether to let Dead Hand unleash its fury. If they confirmed the worst, the system would send out encrypted launch commands to the missile units, telling them it was time to fire back from beyond the grave. The craziest part is that the Dead Hand was shrouded in so much secrecy that confirming its existence was like trying to solve the most cryptic riddle. It wasn't until after the Soviet Union collapsed that the world got a peek behind the curtain, and even then, many details remained as elusive as a ghost. Dead Hand is a chilling testament to the lengths nations were willing to go to deter their enemies. A doomsday machine designed to ensure that even in the aftermath of unthinkable destruction, retaliation was guaranteed. It's a stark reminder of the razor's edge the world walked during the Cold War, and a mystery that continues to fascinate and horrify in equal measure. It may sound ridiculous, but it was a reality. Just imagine this. Soviet engineers huddled in secret labs, their minds a whirlwind of futuristic warfare fantasies. They're not just tinkering with bigger guns or thicker armor. They try to use the full power of lasers. Enter the Object 775, not your run-of-the-mill tank, but a behemoth designed to wield a laser cannon. And yes, this machine existed in reality, at least according to the disclosed documents. Now, why a laser? Well, in the high-stakes game of Cold War weaponry, where the next move could always be checkmate, the Soviets were on the hunt for a game-changer. They envisioned a tank that could zap enemy satellites right out of the sky, blinding the all-seeing eyes of their adversaries and tipping the scales of surveillance and information warfare. This tank was like something straight out of a comic book, equipped with a laser so powerful it could fry electronic systems and sensors, leaving enemy forces blind, disoriented, and vulnerable. We're talking about a real-life Death Star on treads, rolling through the battlefield with the power to unleash bolts of concentrated light with devastating effects. But here's where the plot thickens. As with many tales of incredible inventions, the line between myth and reality gets a bit fuzzy. The Soviet laser tank, shrouded in secrecy and the fog of Cold War espionage, became the stuff of legends. As for now, we have numerous documents and words of eyewitnesses. The truth remains veiled in layers of classified files and whispered rumors, but the very idea of the Soviet laser tank captures the imagination. A symbol of a time when the world teetered on the edge of technological marvels and apocalyptic fears. It's a reminder of the lengths to which nations would go in the name of security, and a testament to the wild, boundless creativity of military engineering. This is the true chapter from the Cold War's secret playbook, where the cosmos became the next frontier for espionage and military might. The Almaz program, cloaked in the utmost secrecy, was the Soviet Union's ambitious endeavor to station military outposts in the space itself. These weren't just any space stations. The Almaz were conceived as orbiting fortresses, equipped with reconnaissance cameras, and, believe it or not, equipped with actual cannons. A space station with a gun mounted on it, something straight out of a sci-fi blockbuster, but this was as real as it gets. The Almaz program was the USSR's bold response to the militarization of space, a move to ensure that they weren't just spectators in the celestial domain, but active participants with eyes, ears, and firepower miles above the Earth. The idea was to keep a vigilant watch over the planet, gathering crucial intelligence on enemy movements and capabilities, all from the vantage point of orbit. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The Almaz stations were shrouded in layers of misinformation. To the outside world, they were part of the civilian Salyut program, the USSR's public-facing space station project. This dual identity was a masterstroke of Cold War subterfuge, hiding the station's true purpose under the guise of scientific research and exploration. Despite the grand visions, the Almaz program faced its share of challenges and setbacks, from technical difficulties to the shifting sands of political and military priorities. Only a handful of these military stations made it to orbit, and the cannon, though successfully tested in space after they actually fired it, never saw combat action. The legacy of the Almaz space stations is a fascinating mosaic of innovation, ambition, and secrecy. One more testament to an era when the heavens were the next battleground and the stars above were not just points of light but strategic high ground to be claimed. The Almaz program, with its blend of daring military strategy and space-age technology, remains a captivating tale of the lengths nations would go to protect their interests, even if it meant arming the heavens themselves. Diving into the shadowy depths of the Cold War's arsenal, you'll uncover the chilling legend of the SS-18 Satan, a name that evokes images of apocalyptic power and destruction. This wasn't just any missile. It was the beast of the Soviet Union's strategic weapons, a titan of intercontinental ballistic missiles. The R-36M, known to NATO as the SS-18 Satan, was the ultimate doomsday device, a towering symbol of the Soviet Union's might and resolve. Picture this, a missile so massive and formidable that it was designed to carry up to 10 nuclear warheads, each capable of obliterating an entire city. The mere mention of its name, Satan, was enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who understood its catastrophic potential. But the SS-18 wasn't just about brute force. It was a masterpiece of Cold War engineering, designed to penetrate the most sophisticated missile defenses of its time. Its range was unparalleled, capable of reaching targets across the globe, ensuring that no adversary could feel safe, no matter the distance. The development and deployment of the SS-18 Satan were shrouded in the utmost secrecy. Its existence was a stark reminder of the mutual assured destruction doctrine, a guarantee that neither side would dare strike first, knowing well that the SS-18 Satan could unleash a retaliatory firestorm of biblical proportions. Yet, for all its terrifying power, the SS-18 was also a symbol of the technological prowess and strategic depth of the Soviet military-industrial complex. It was a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of Soviet scientists and engineers who pushed the boundaries of what was possible in missile technology. In the annals of Cold War history, the SS-18 Satan stands as a dark icon, a representation of the era's fears and ambitions, a complex tapestry of human ingenuity, geopolitical rivalry, and the ever-present shadow of nuclear apocalypse, a reminder of a time when the fate of humanity hung in the balance, tethered to the chilling power of the SS-18 Satan. Subscribe for more scary videos, and press the like button if you enjoyed.